Hey drummers, it's Rob Litton here from drumstheword.com. Welcome to this free mini song lesson where today I'm going to show you how to play the song So Lonely by The Police, drummed of course by the amazing Stewart Copeland. As always with my free lessons you get the PDF to download for free from my website. I have all 3 pages of the chart printed out in front of you as we go through this lesson together. It's going to make things a lot easier for you to understand. Again, the link is beneath this video. I've got all the main parts. There's quite a few sections that kind of repeat the same sort of drum fills. So I've gone for all the unique parts, all the unique grooves, all the unique drum fills, and there are plenty of them. Really, really cool drumming from Stewart as usual, mixing reggae with punk, with rock, with all kinds of different styles, all mixed into the same pot. So lots of fun to play. If you've got any song suggestions you'd like to recommend, then please go over to my Facebook page to make them. You'll find a pinned post over on the Facebook page, the link is beneath this video, where you get to post in your song suggestions, others get to vote on them, and then the most popular ones get chosen for future lessons, like this one was today. And while you're over at my website downloading this free PDF, you might want to consider signing up to become an online member. For £97 I'll offer you hundreds of full video song lessons, including a load of other police stuff, but we'll talk more about that at the end of this lesson. So the first part, right at the beginning of the song, I've got the first 8 bars for you. Stewart comes in with a very simple little flam snare drum on beat 4, 4 and 1, and then we'll go into our first groove, which is kind of like a half-time thing. He's playing 8 notes on the hi-hat, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and the snare drum is falling on beat 3 of the bar. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. First 2 bars are relatively simple. We just get the bass drum at the beginning and the end of the bar. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Bar 3 doesn't take long for Stewart to start improvising. We get our first little cool hi-hat lick. Very simple, sounds cool though, very effective. 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4. Just come up to the hi-hat to play and a 4, 16th notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 and 1. And we get the and 1 at the end of the bar. Then we get this idea in bar 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and down to a flam and then back up to the hi-hat. 3 and 4 and. Those 3 hi-hat notes are open. 3 and 4 and 1. 3 and 4 and 1. It closes on beat 1 of the next line. First bar standard stuff. And then bar 2 has a very cool little lick that Stewart plays a couple of times in the song, as well as other police songs. I like this a lot. 1 and 2 and 3E. So we're playing 16th notes, 3E, 3E, with a little ghost note after on the E of 3, 3E and a 4. Back up to the hi-hat for those notes. Very effective, very nice and smooth. 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 and 1. Bar 3 standard stuff, and then bar 4 we get 1 and 2 and 3. That snare drum on beat 3 there, and then a surprise snare and crash on beat 4. 3 and 4 with the bass drum as well. 4 and 1. We're going to go back to the hi-hat for the next verse. So we get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Lovely sort of idea that. So now let me play for you those 2 lines up to speed without me talking on over the top so you can hear just the drums. Here we go. So 50 seconds into the song we get our first chorus, and I've included the drum fill that takes us into the chorus as well. So the first bar, 1 and 2 and, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, it's 4 and. I played the bass drum accidentally there on beat 4. It's 3 and 4 and 1 going into our first bar. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and it's the bass drum on the end of 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and then we're into our first bar of chorus, which is all open hi-hat, and Stewart is basically playing the snare drum backbeat on beat 2 and 4, so we go to like a double time feel, and the bass drum is just filling in all the gaps between the snare drum. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 And then at the end of that third bar, or fourth bar in this case, because I've included the first bar preceding it, or the drum fill preceding the chorus, we get 4 and a 1, 4 and a 1, and into these band stabs that occur at the end of each line of the chorus, and a 1 leading into that last bar, and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. He doesn't always play a flam on beat 3, but sometimes he does. So we get and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Into our next line, 2 more bars of that busy bass drum pattern, and then bar 3, lovely little smooth drum fill. 1 and a 2 E and up to your highest tom. 1 and a 2 E and with the bass drum as well, subtle. If you want to include it note for note, then that's what Stewart does. And a 2 E and. Then back to the snare drum, 3 E and a 4 and. Do the next tom. You could use floor tom instead. And then it's 1 and 2 and 3 and. It's a snare drum on its own on beat 3, not a flam. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So we get those last 2 bars there. 1 and a 2 E and 3 E and a 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I played that pulse incorrectly there. 1 and a 2 E and 3 E and a 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. We're playing it all that slow. That's the spacing of the eighth notes in that band stab section. Then line 3 up to the ride cymbal. We're playing quarter notes mostly, and near the bell. Most of the notes are near the bell, so we get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And then for bar 2, very, very cool lick this. You might have heard it many times in Rush songs. Neil Peart used to love this little lick. A lot of drummers play it. We're going to play 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, with the bass drum still being played underneath. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Very cool, very effective. Bar 3, we get 1 and 2 and 3. I can hear some extra ride cymbal notes going on there. 2 and 3, so I included them, but really you could just keep the quarter notes going right up to this drum fill, which is just simply and a 4 E and a 1, and a 4 E and a 1. Just a line of 16th notes starting on the and of beat 3, and a 4 E and a 1 and 2 and 3 and flam on 3, open hi-hat, 3 and 4 and 1. So the last 2 bars, 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 E and a 1. Sorry, that's a drum fill coming up later on. 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 E and a 1 and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Do that again. 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 E and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Last line, 2 more bars of the quarter note groove. Bar 3 though we get, excuse me, 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Simple as that. 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and open hi-hat at the end is then going to close into the closed hi-hat in our next verse. So the last 2 bars there, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, yes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Okay, let's hear all 4 bars of that section up to speed. Okay, on to page 2. At 2:02 is our next chorus with lots of cool drum fills. Again, I've included the drum fill leading us into this section. He's on the open hi-hat already. We get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. No snare drum on beat 4, just 3 bass drums in a row going into and 4 and 1 and. So lots of bass drums in a row there. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Into our groove we had in the last chorus. Bar 4 has a very similar idea to the previous chorus. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1. Instead of and a 1, it's now up here. You could use high tom, floor tom. I'm pretty sure it'd be the tom in front of him. And a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And again, just a snare drum on its own on beat 3. The next line, 2 bars of the quarter note chorus groove. Then my favourite drum fill in the song probably. We get 1 and 2 E and, up to your highest tom. 1 and 2 E and 3 and 4 and. Very, very simple, but played up to speed smoothly, it sounds really cool. 1 and 2 E and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So we get next line, back to the open hi-hat groove. Bar 3, we get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and 1 E and. 4 E and, but then continuing to the next bar, 1 E and. So the 16th notes continue right up to that first stab on the and of beat 1. 1 E and, 1 E and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Last line, quarter note chorus. Bar 3, I had an extra right cymbal, so I included it. We get 1 and 2 and 3 and then 4 and 1 and. And again, he comes out of the chorus with that open hi-hat going into our next verse. So let's hear all 4 lines of that up to speed. So at 3:13, something cool happens with lots of little ghost notes. I did my best to try and really work out what was being played. It's quite hard to hear. So this is what I think Stewart's playing. We get 1 and 2 and 3 E and. So we get our first ghost note there. 3 E and, 3 E and 4 E and, 3 E and 4 E and. So 4 E and. We're basically just playing right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Then we continue with the ghost notes and so we get 4 E and 1, and then same idea for beat 1, 1 E and 2, and at that point he goes back to just not playing any ghost notes. 1 E and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on in that one line. So slowly, 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Up to speed, that sounds really cool. Next line, quarter note chorus. Bar 3, lots of extra right cymbal notes. 1 and 2 and 3. And then this little drum fill. And 4 E and 1. That's one I played accidentally earlier on. And 4 E and 1 and. No, sorry. And 4 E and 1 E and. That's better. And 4 E and 1 E and. It should be the left hand actually. Up to speed, you naturally play with your left hand. You haven't got time for your right hand to come down like that. So we get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and 1 E. I did it again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and 1 E and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Basically, think of it as rolling it. I'm hearing in my head 1 and, but it's not. It's rolling straight into that stab on the and of beat 1. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and 1 E and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Next line, go straight to bar 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and. So and 4 this time, and 4 and tom flam up here, and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then guess what? Open hi-hat taking us out to the next section. So let's hear all 3 lines of that. So at 3 minute 28 we get the weirdest section in the song. It almost feels like a mistake, but I'm sure it wasn't. It's like because Stewart catches up with himself so quickly, it probably wasn't a mistake, but it feels like it might have been done on purpose just to throw the ears. But it's really clever. Whenever I listen to this, it always throws my ears because Stewart goes to a 4/4 snare drum backbeat on beats 2 and 4 in the first bar, and then straight back to the half time, catching himself up on beat 3 in the second bar. So he gets 1 and 2, open hi-hat there, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, then bar 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 3 and 4 and 1. And then we're back from bar 2 onwards to the half-time feel. So bar 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then it's called little bark, hi-hat bark, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Played at the same time as the hi-hat, 4 and. Next line, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Bar 2, 1 and 2 and. 1 and 2 and 3. So yeah, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Lots of improvisation in that bar. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So notice how Stewart doesn't play the hi-hat on the and of 2. In previous parts of the song, he definitely, well he does, he leaves out hi-hat notes. He might be playing something like, purposely leaving out little gaps there with the hi-hat, and he does that in this bar here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Then bar 3, quite hard to play up to speed. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1. So we get 4 and a 1. That bass drum falls in between the hi-hats from the and of 4 to beat 1 of the next bar. And a 1 and into an open hi-hat bar. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then into our next section. So those 8 bars, lots of crazy stuff going on, but here's what it sounds like up to speed. Then finally at 4 minute 27, towards the end of the song before it fades out, we get this cool double time where Stewart's basically playing the snare drum on all 4 beats. First bar, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Say for bar 3. Then we get bar 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 3. So it's 3 and 4 and 1. Make sure you come back in with the snare drum on beat 1 going into the second line, where we get that second line, 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4, a little double kick there. Stewart would play it with a single foot though. Then bar 2, even weirder, well not weird, it's just a bit tricky to play up to speed. 1, a 2 and 3, a 4 and those bass drums push on the of 1 and the of 3. Bar 3, standard stuff, and then bar 4, 1 E and 2 E and a 3 E and 4 E and So 1 E and fine, 2 E and a 3 E and fine, but then we get this cool idea, 4 E and a 1. So he comes out with that bass drum plays the last 16th note, so we can come down with the snare drum for beat 1 of the next bar. That bass drum's put in there so you got time, well, Stewart's got time for his left hand to come down to the snare drum. So finally, let's hear those 2 lines up to speed. And there you go. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. Don't forget to download all 3 pages of the PDF again for free from my website. The link is beneath this video. And like I said at the beginning, while you're there, you might want to consider signing up to become an online member. And what I currently offer for £97 is a full year's online access to every single full video song lesson I've ever recorded and transcribed. And that's over 600 famous and popular songs where, unlike this lesson, I teach you the song from start to finish. You get the fully transcribed PDF drum chart with each of the song lessons. And like I said, I've got over 600 famous and popular songs, including probably at least another 4 or 5 police songs. So if you're a Stewart Copeland fan, there's lots of stuff on the website already to get your teeth stuck into. And I'm sure I'll be adding more police in the future. As a thank you for signing up, I give you access to hundreds more little videos teaching you many, many famous drum beats, fills, and even drum solos. I give you 3 ebooks I've written over the years, containing hundreds more famous drum beats, fills, and solos. And then over the year of your subscription, you also gain instant online access to all the new material that I upload for my members. And I record new lessons every week unless I'm ill or on holiday. So you've got lots of cool stuff to look forward to over the year of your subscription. But if you've got any questions about any of that, then feel free to email me, rob@drumstheword.com. And until our next drum lesson together, toodle pip and happy drumming to you.